Hello, this is just a simple sketchbook tour taking you through my drawings. The digital finished versions will appear on the side for the pieces that I actually completed. Okay, hope you enjoy. This is supposed to be a Malaysian woman, and the different motifs on her kind of crown thing represent different emblems of Malaysia or Malaysian islands, something like that. These are random, very simple drawings for a comic idea I had that didn't evolve much. Anyway, it's like an expressions sheet or something like that, some random sketches. This is supposed to be a fortune teller. It was for Inktober, if I remember correctly. This was inspired by a piece made by the artist Noish. The things she's holding are supposed to represent physalis fruits in their shell, just like the knife. Yeah. I just liked the way they looked. She kind of looks like an Asian version of Sabrina to me, but don't know why. I actually like the way this one turned out. A completely random piece with little squid thingies. Don't worry, they're friendly. I think it was originally supposed to be linked to Persephone, but yeah, the end piece went a completely different direction. Some model drawing. This is supposed to represent Dutch from the TV series Killjoys. It's a sci-fi show. It's geeky, and Dutch is like this awesome badass woman who leads this small team of Killjoys who are basically bounty hunters in a spaceship. Love the show and this particular character, and I really like her smirk. Here we have Gorgon, inspired by Medusa, obviously, with creepy snake skin. She's a character inspired by a Libra Bray novel called Before the Devil Breaks You. Her name is Ling, and she's the daughter of Irish and Chinese immigrants. Yeah, I don't know, I was just really intrigued by her. I mean, she can walk through others' dreams and talk to the dead inside those dreams, so that's pretty awesome. This one, not much to say, just wanted to try drawing braids. For this one again, I just wanted to try drawing a profile. Oh, and the leaves are done using specific brushes from the software Krita. She represents a Lumad woman, specifically a Blan woman, I believe. They're indigenous people from the Philippines, and she's wearing a traditional outfit in this drawing. Okay, these are just thumbnails. I sometimes do them to plan a composition of a piece. This represents an Instagrammer called Simran. She's from London and incorporated South Asian aesthetics with Western ones. So, among other things. This is just an unfinished piece, we can ignore that. This is supposed to represent a woman dancing. I believe it's Kathak, which is one of several traditional Indian dances that's quite precise, especially in terms of expression and hand movements, and I just thought it would be interesting to try and draw that. These are just different hairstyles I was trying out. Oh yeah, I call this piece Kaiolani, which was the princess of Hawaii. It's also inspired by an image from the Instagrammer Chelsea, who's also from Hawaii and does travel content, etc. She's pretty cool. Okay. This creepy mermaid is inspired by the TV show Tidelands and the character Violka. She's a mermaid, basically, that falls in love with a human, and she's also pretty intense in the show. I recommend the show, by the way. It's a little dark, but it's also really lush and beautiful. Oh, right, she's a poetess. The story behind this one is kind of long. It was a joint project with a friend which involved a story of a band of characters in a medieval setting. If I remember correctly, they rebel against the current rules, something of the sort. He's basically like a dictator. And you'll see the rest of them after this. So, anyway, she's a bi poetess, and the social character who comes later on falls in love with her. She is supposedly very witty and eloquent. She's a commander, obviously, the leader of the band, kind of. She has a pretty traumatic past. If I remember correctly, she's the last surviving member of her tribe or something like that. Basically survived genocide. Yeah, pretty dark. I can't remember, but she's slightly intimidating and definitely a fierce fighter. This lady is a princess. She joins our merry band of rebels because she doesn't agree with the way the kingdom is run and feels imprisoned in her golden prison. Poor darling. This lad is a very arrogant and annoying aristocrat. I can't remember how he joins the rebels. I think we wrote it so that he might have been kidnapped for some reason. Okay, this is a rebel member who's been working and fighting alongside the general woman from before, and he falls in love with the Potus, as I've mentioned previously. There you go, the whole team together. This is a sketch of the actress Gulchyfarahani, who's this Iranian actress. I saw her in this movie called About Eli. I think that's what it's called. And was really impressed. This was based on an image from Kate Moss, and then I turned her slightly otherworldly, probably also inspired by Tidelands again. Oh, she reminds me of the Snow Queen from Narnia and the Andersen fairy tale, The Snow Queen. I think I had both in mind when I drew this one. Not much to say here. I just wanted to try out a different way of drawing hair. I was inspired by the artist Fifa, I think. I forgot that I had done that with her hair. She has graded hair from like purple to pink. I actually kind of like that. I might do that again. This is supposed to represent the actress Nini in the film Gorgon, where she plays Adger, I think. Anyway, sorry about the pronunciation. This is meant to be my imagination of Vandana Shiva, who's an ecofeminist activist. I was listening to a podcast episode from La Poudre where she was being interviewed, and I was really impressed. She spoke about, for example, feminine knowledge, or knowledge that's considered more feminine, of care and a sense of community, among other things, and linked feminism with the fight for ecology in the ways that I hadn't seen before. Some more model drawing. Oh, another Lumad woman from the Philippines. She's wearing kalinga tattoos. So the one on her head is a standing eagle, which is supposed to represent strength, freedom, and guidance. And then the ones on the rest of her body are a mix, but I can see one is representing a snake, which implies safety and protection. Okay, here I was just testing out different design ideas using shapes and lines. You can see the rounds and the S shape. Yeah. This woman is based on Lei, who's a character from the novel Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Gan. She's basically this badass girl who was kidnapped to serve as a paper girl, which is in that universe is essentially an escort or a sex worker concubine kind of situation for this ruler who is pretty much a dictator. And yeah, she is kidnapped and then basically ends up stirring shit up. And I feel there's kind of a running theme in some of these drawings. Yeah, strong women, apparently. This gorgeous woman is supposed to represent nature. The textures, etc., are made again using brushes from the software Krita. I'm actually pretty proud of this one. Okay, here I was just practicing the tree shapes that I used in the previous drawing. The style here is very different. I was trying to mimic this artist who has some intense line work going on in his pieces and he's kind of considered one of the old masters, something like that, but I couldn't find his name. Yeah, this did take me quite a while to finish. Okay, these are horse hooves. They were drawn to accompany a poem that I wrote where the horse is galloping away and it signifies like breaking away from something. Okay, again an illustration made to accompany a poem. This one was about feeling out of place. Yeah, the hands reaching out for something. Okay, this was based on a picture by Cat Creature, who's this art YouTuber. She makes vlogs and she posted a picture of herself wearing a mask, and I thought it was a really cool picture, so I just tried to draw it. And I also tried a different blending method with the digital painting. I don't know if you can tell. Okay, this is inspired by a novel from Silvia Moreno Garcia, Gods of Jade and Shadow, I believe it's called. And this is Cassiopeia, who's an indigenous woman from a small village in Mexico. And she's the main character of the novel. The novel itself is pretty dark. Like, basically, she goes on this adventure with one of the gods from the Mayan underworld. I recommend it. It's pretty cool. Okay, this is Ariel. Kind of a very Tim Burton version of Ariel for some reason. I based myself on a tutorial by Alessandro Barbucci, who's the artist who drew The Witches magazine, which I used to read as a teen. I don't know if you guys know it. Okay, this is Sefi from a short story I wrote for a creative writing class. She is essentially an ambitious ambassador who takes a mentee under her wing. She's also a witch on the side. Really like her. I mean, she terrifies me, but I love her. I might do something in video format linked to the story at some point later on. Just a random model from Instagram, and I tried to do her hair like the artist V-File, which I spoke about earlier. Again, yeah, the coloring is questionable, but there you go. Okay, yep, bad sketch. Okay, I think we're done. Oh, okay, yeah, and then at the back you've got some very messy brainstorming happening with the different ideas that might come up in the future. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Hope you liked this video.